Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Hotpoint washing machine. It's a Hotpoint inverter motor 10 kg NSWM 1043C WUKN. Big long name, it doesn't make any sense to me. It can only be a few years old. We did a wash in it the other night. It was Sunday night for me, and I think the video might have come out on Monday. We did a 15-minute wash. No, I did a 30-minute wash with the rapid option. Right now I've got the same rags in it, but I've got a bit of soap and a Henry hose, and I'm hoping to do a wash that doesn't take forever, but that gets it up to temperature 2 hours and 5 minutes. Let's do that. Can I do 90, 70, 60, 50? Let's go for 50 as a compromise, and let's press rapid option and see if I can do that. 1 hour. That's enough, yeah, I'll be okay with that. It won't be a feature-length video, but I'll check in and check out as it's working, I think, and I'll talk a bit, maybe. In between, press play. What's beeping at me? I have put soap in here, and hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on down below. It seems to be doing it anyways. It has a left and a right soap drawer in here. And it seems to be taking it on the water on the left, and I don't know which one's the correct one to put the soap in, because it doesn't have like 1 and 2 pre-wash and main wash as other machines do. It's taking it all on the left, and I've put the soap on the right, so I'm not really sure how that'll work out, but we'll see. The issue it was having, the only issue that we could think of as a group, was a kind of a ticking noise, and people said that could be because the chassis, where the shock absorbers underneath the tub, where they mount onto the bottom of the chassis on these machines crack. It's a known fault. You can get a repair kit for it for 15 or 20 quid off the internet, and shouts out to Balfi for giving me a code to have a look for one. Having looked at the repair kits, they are very simple, like really simple. There's nothing to them other than they're 2 plates with a couple of screws. So they're basically a reinforcement to go in underneath the chassis of the machine. If I put one of those in, it should stop it ticking. The ticking would only be apparent when it's about to spin. And with the wash we're going to do at the moment, it's taking water on the right hand side now, so it's got my soap down. It took it on the left or the center first, now it's taking it on the right. The only issue with trying to identify this problem now is that I've put a Henry hose in, and it shouldn't be an issue, because like now it'll clunk and clunk and clunk, and you'll hear a bit of clunking. I'm going to be tidying as I go here, because I don't want to spend an hour just watching the washing machine. Not that you shouldn't do that, that's your call, but I'm tidying up the workshop at the same time, because I've been doing jobs and I've left it in a mess. So the clunking that you can hear now is the Henry hose beating around in there. That's cool. But that should stop when it starts spinning, and then we should hear the ticking, hopefully. So really, what we're doing now is a test wash to try and get it up to the point where it's spinning. I could have just put it onto a spin cycle, of course, but I've got the laundry in it already that I want to wash. Rags and whatnot. I'll tilt the camera forward just a bit, try and keep the time at the top. In fact, maybe I'll pull it back a little bit. No, you can see it pretty good there, and you can see the time up on top, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So it's taking on even more water. The issue with taking on water, of course, is that it has to heat it, but that's physics for you. So it's clunking away. There's a curtain in there. There's like it's mostly workshop rags, so old t-shirts that have been destroyed by wiping oily things on them. And just now that I see the machine on, I can see another workshop rag on the table saw that I haven't put in. And if it was only my Samsung in the cellar with the little add wash door, I could add the little bit into the wash. That would be excellent. But no such luck on this machine. I just have to suffer on and wait until next time. Right, it's 4 minutes into the video, and it's 3 minutes into the wash. The 15-minute wash last time took about 25 minutes, and people said, and I'm inclined to agree, that it couldn't do a load balance because it has an unbalanced load, etc, etc. So it kept trying to balance the load, wasting time, skipping backwards in time. etc., etc. So I'm just going to let it go. I'll come back to see that it's getting hot and to see that it's going through the cycle. I'll come back periodically and you'll know what time it is because there's a clock there showing you how far into the wash we are. But it's the ticking that I want to hear the ticking noises to see if they're there, and if they are, we'll get into the back of it in this video and have a look. That mightn't be today. Well, it might be today. Depends on my mood. It's getting late in the evening. We'll see how this hour goes first, and we'll see what I'm expecting to see if it is ticking, if that is an issue, and even if not, I'm still going to check it out, is that the mounting point on the chassis where the shock absorbers go through, it should have little cracks in it or something like that, and all the plates do is beef it up a bit and kind of bridge any cracks. We'll see. Stay tuned. Laundry. I should have said, actually, I'll keep waffling on. I should have said that I found this machine on Saturday or on Sunday. Might have been Sunday, in the lashing rain, when I'd gone out to get a tumble dryer that I haven't made any videos of yet. That tumble dryer is waiting, but I saw this on the way to get the tumble dryer, knocked on the door of the house. It was beside a house and you could tell it was left out in the lashing rain for hours because it was soaking wet. I asked if I could have it. They said yes, take it away. The conversation wasn't quite so short, but I was getting rained on, so I didn't want to delay. Backed the car in, threw it into the boot, and it's home now. Doesn't seem to have any issues. Maybe it's got a ticking noise. Maybe that's a reason to get rid of it. It's not my thing, but you know what people are like. The comments were really interesting on this one. It was a really quite good comment chat going on there. It could be the ticking. That could be a reason to get rid of it. Could be that people want a new kitchen or that kind of stuff. Down at the bottom of the machine, if I sweep down for a moment, there's an orange sticker underneath the Bootsy sticker, and it says register for your free 10-year parts guarantee. You know, I would say the chassis is a part of the machine, you know, so I would say that should be covered under a warranty. Of course, I guess you have to register for it. Don't know. I wonder also if this is one of the machines that had that issue with going on fire. You know, it's maybe 3 years old. It shouldn't be one of those ones, but I don't know what the codes were for that, and I think there was a whole hoo-ha about that. I'm going out on a different tangent altogether now, but that thing with the washing machines and tumble dryers going on fire, it's a tricky one, because if yours has gone on fire, well then that's horrific. The odds of it actually happening, I think, are still pretty low. So for him to have such a recall was a big deal. I think if you keep things clean, tumble dryers should never go on fire. You know, if you check, but people aren't like me. They don't take their tumble dryers apart every year or two to check that there's no fluff inside them. Washing machine's a bit different, because it was a door interlock, I think, that was bursting into flames. You know, overheating. I don't know that it really burst into flames. And I also wonder that if you had any kind of a residual current device on your house, that should really get caught. But maybe I'm completely off the mark and you have a comment for me on that one. And if you do, I'd appreciate it, because we live with risks all the time. And I think there's, you know, you could trip on a straw and a hen might kick you, as the saying goes. I don't know if anybody else knows that saying. But there's other risks out there that you could come a cropper on. You can account for all of them. I was listening, I don't know, it must have been about a year ago now. It was Irish radio. There was an article on a magazine show, and they were talking about just that, washing machines, etc., going on fire. And there was an insurance adjuster who had seen it all, in their words. And their recommendation was, don't leave an appliance running when you're not in the house. You know, don't go to bed, well, and as well as that, don't go to bed with the tumble dryer on in case it bursts into flames, etc., etc. Don't leave it, so, you know, in case you're not there to attend to it. And I thought, well, first of all, I'm going off on a bizarre tangent now. If a washing machine or etc. goes on fire, I don't want to be anywhere near it. You know, you have insurance on your house, so if it burns down, well, that's that. But if you're in the house, I don't want to be in the house when a washing machine's going on fire. I guess you can call the fire brigade, but like trying to fight a fire once it's gone to the point where, like, our washing machine's in the cellar, I don't know if I'd catch it straight away if it had gone on fire. So do I go down to the cellar to try and put out a fire in the cellar? I don't think so. All you could do is be there to call the fire brigade. Right, I'm waffling on for over 10 minutes, and I don't know if that's getting hot yet, so I'll come back in a few minutes when I think it is. And you should correct me in the comments about the guff I've just been talking. Cool. Stay tuned. It says 51 on the clock. So it's down to 42 and it's getting warm, which means the element's working. So this was the other part of it. It was on a 30-degree wash for that 15-minute cycle the other day. I don't think I was able to feel it getting warm, but it's definitely getting warm now. At the very least, I'm going to come out of this with a clean Henry hose. The rags, I could take it or leave it. Oh, the nut that holds the Henry hose onto the Henry body has fallen off. Both ends of it were knackered, but I still feel the need to salvage every last bloody part of everything. Ho ho. It's getting hot, so let's wait for a spin. So we're down to 29 minutes, which is halfway through the wash as far as I'm concerned. I'm busy working away on the other camera, fixing a belt sander that my neighbour gave me. That'll be in another video, I'm sure, in some time to come. Managed to fix it by just putting brushes in it. This thing doesn't have brushes. This is a inverter motor, which means it's very difficult to smash. You just need to get it spinning and then chuck something in it, but it might know that that's happening. I've tried it before and it's really not much fun. But I don't need to smash this one, I don't think. It's working just fine. It's gotten warm. It's warm enough. I don't know if it's 50. But sometimes these machines kind of bluff about how hot they're meant to be going. It hasn't done a spin. It's still in the main wash. It's still washing away quite happily. It doesn't seem to have much water in it. I would like to see the clothes pounding away. There's a bit of brown water at the bottom. I'd like to see it pounding away into a puddle, and the puddle getting lifted up and smashed back down again. This isn't using much, and I'm guessing that's part of the energy efficiency, etc., etc. about these things. It doesn't have a rating on it that I can see on the front, leastways. Maybe it had one underneath the door and I've forgotten about it somewhere, behind the door. 27 minutes. Oh! I can hear the ticking. Can you hear it creaking and ticking? Sounds like it's coming from up here. Sounds like it's coming from up there. I don't know if I've taken my microphone off to try and get the sound on that, and then I don't know if you can hear it or not or what. It is ticking a bit. And it's on this side. So that's interesting to investigate. I originally said I think it'll be part of this video. I think this video is going to be long enough as it stands as a test wash, so I think we'll come back to that in a future video, and then I'll chop in some of the footage of the ticking, perhaps. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm going to do. Ticking. It's the spin we need to hear and how it performs on the spin. The drum felt fine. That was the other thing. I checked the bearings on the drum. It feels just fine. I'll come back when it's spinning. 23 minutes. It's getting faster now. It was ticking quite a bit. It was ticking quite a bit there on the way up to the spin. Somebody called it cabinet cracking or something like that. Cracking the cabinet. Maybe that was, I can't remember. That was one of the earlier comments, and I said, what about cabinet? And I thought they meant that it was vibrating so much it was wrecking the cabinets around the machine. Whoops. Didn't mean to kick you. The water that's come out of there is filthy, but, it wasn't much water and it was soapy, horrible. So listen for it now when it slows down. There. That ticking. But equally, I'd say that could be something outside the drum. Oh, it sounds it on the other side there. I've kind of felt it from both sides. I don't know. The microphone I'm wearing probably won't give you left and right stereo the way the standard mic would on the... don't know. Okay, it'll do a bit more and it'll come back. I'll come back when it makes noise again. I can hear ticking. It's ticking. It's pumping out. This is the end of the first rinse. With 18 minutes to go. Water's coming out cleaner than it was before. That's to be expected. So it stops ticking once it gets going. And it's going okay. I didn't check the spin speed actually at start, which would have been an idea. I wonder, can I do that now? What happens if I press the button? Whoa. Is 1,000 spin all it'll do? That seems a bit weak. Maybe 10 kilos you need to drop your spin speed because machines aren't able to take it. That's the ticking there. Maybe you heard it. So it's taking on more water. It is creaking and ticking. Ticking and creaking, creaking and ticking. Washing machine. Right. It's not like that wouldn't put me off. I wouldn't even bother fixing that. I would just say that was what it sounds like. It's a washing machine. We'll have to have a look underneath it in the next video, I think. We'll get through this test wash. Nearly there. I'll come for the next spin. It's interesting you can change the spin speed on the way though. That's something I don't know that I've ever tried on a machine. So that's interesting for me. 7 minutes. Rinse number 2 has commenced. Or well, rinse number 2 has well commenced. Drain out number 3 is now happening and the water's coming out a lot clearer. And I suspect this'll be it. I have no idea of knowing how long the wash actually took because I haven't put the real time beside it, but I would feel like it's not a million miles off. It feels like it's about right. It doesn't feel like it's been, you know, going for twice as long as it should have. Like on the last one. We're getting there. It's not ticking though. All of the clunking so far, well, all the clunking in this snapshot, in this part of the cycle is coming. Oh, there's ticking now. It is creaking. Okay, I'll just shut up and listen to it. Most of the noise is what I was going to say was most of the noise is coming from that hose clunking off the glass. But it's ticking on both sides. I guess it's trying to distribute the load to do a spin now. The ticking thing wouldn't bother me. I think this video is hopefully... it's doing something there. Hopefully that people can listen to this video based on the last video and tell me if it is indeed the ticking that we were hearing, and that if it is so bad. Balfi, if you're out there, or anyone else. But if somebody called me out to repair this based on that noise, I'd take their money. I'd take their money if I was a repairman. Yeah, it does. It is a weird ticking noise, but I would have thought that was like the springs clicking, clanking, or... Very strange. I presume it's going to try and do... it's not going to do another rinse in 5 minutes. Maybe I'm wrong. It's coming up alright though. spinning, and it's draining as it spins. It's out of the shot, of course, but there's a little trickle of water coming out of it quite constantly, so it's doing a good job. And I should gain a Henry hose that's been cleaned, which is handy to have. In fact, I'm just looking at the one behind me from my workshop Henry, and it's filthy. It's properly grim. But that's your own grim, it's not someone else's grim, I guess. 4 minutes, spinning nicely. I think it could go faster. It's not ticking, it's not rattling, it's not shouting at me. I think it's quite successful, this wash. So this machine came off the street, and so far it's done a 30-minute rapid option, 15-minute test wash. Now it's doing a white 50-degree rapid option, 1000 spin, 1 hour long test wash, which it's performing perfectly in as far as I can tell. The ticking noise seems to be nonsense to me. I don't think that's really an issue, but like I say, tell me about it in the comments, because if that's a real problem with these things, if this one has that problem, then I'd like to try and fix it. But what do? 3 minutes to roll. We might be coming on for the end. I can't see it doing another drain and what am I saying? Another rinse in 3 minutes. Maybe you can. It sounds ticky there. It sounded a bit ticky. But it's a washing machine. They're not silent. They make noise. I guess if it cracks and cracks and cracks and cracks, and the crack gets bigger and bigger, eventually you'll lose your shock absorber's mounting points. 3 minutes to go. So what's it going to do for 3 minutes? Take on water. Do another rinse. 2 minutes. This is like that hot minute and the 15 minute in the last video. It's pumping. There's nothing coming out. Maybe it'll spin. I think in the 15-minute cycle it... Oh! Wait! 2 minutes to end! That was good. I didn't have to talk guff for 2 minutes. I think everybody appreciates that. Right. Ta-da! It's done. Yeah. Tell me if that's bad. Tell me if it's good. It's a titanium drum. You tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Subscribers are helpful in some kind of an algorithm-y way. Comments. Thanks. See you later.